Welcome everybody out to the 2 Gig Tech Talk. I'm your host for today, Zach Anderson. Here with me I have Scott Wadsworth and Jerome Barassa, two of our technical trainers with the Nortec Control, now part of NICE Company. Say hello, guys.
Hello, guys.
Hey, how you doing? You always have to
Doing
do those
good.
dad jokes, don't you?
Yes, Scott is our representative for dad jokes by far.
Absolutely. He does
Well,
dad jokes
awesome.
every day.
Oh, every day. Every day. Well, real glad to have you guys out here today. Today we're going to be talking about the DW10, the door window contact. Okay, so we're just going to go through a couple things with it, ask you guys a couple questions, get some general feedback, and get talking about this thing. So let's go ahead and start out and kind of define what a DW10 is. So Scott, what's the DW10?
So the DW10 stands for DW stands for door window. So it's a door window contact to put on your doors and your windows, just to be able to tell when they are open or shut.
Awesome, pretty simple, straightforward. What do you like about it?
So I really like the versatility myself with the DW10 because it's not only using the magnetic reed switch. So generally people will do that. They'll just use the magnet. So they'll just have that magnet that goes away from the contact and then translates that, sends the signal to the actual panel. But you also have that little wire thing that goes inside of there. People are like, yeah, some people know what's going on with that, some people don't. And really, what that's going to do is that's going to actually give you the ability to attach that wire, and then you can actually cover not only one zone with the magnet, but you can also cover a second zone with the wire, connecting it, maybe something real close, another window, or the versatility to use a different product. Maybe it's something that we don't make for the 2 gig side, so that you can use maybe those roll up doors. People will like
Oh
those.
yeah.
They'll like those actual contacts, and those end in a wire, and then you'll just actually send that connection from that wire through the DW10 into the panel,
That's
versatility
awesome.
wise. So
Great use case, and it's a neat sensor. I mean, I love them. I've used them for years. I always get a kick out of that wire because I think most of the guys probably throw them away. And then every so often, you get those phone calls, right, where a dealer's like, "Hey, you by chance don't have any of those little wire leads that go with DW10s, do you? Because I've been throwing them away, you know." And so it's a real great sensor. Got a lot of great uses. Jerome, what do you think of your favorite use cases have been for it?
Yeah, absolutely. My favorite use case of all time with that sensor is actually using it as a triggering device. So it can actually trigger other devices in your home. So, like your lights, turning on your lights in your hallway, turning your kitchen lights on, your closet lights, which my wife loves. Is I have one DW10 attached to my closet that when she opens it at night, it'll automatically turn the light on in the closet instead of having to remember to turn the light on. But it also turns off after 10 minutes of being in there. So I kind of kick her out after 10 minutes. If she's looking too long, we got places to go, people to see, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta live your life still, right? You got things to do.
And also teenagers, man. Teenagers are the worst at turning lights off. And I've got two of them in my house. So their bedroom door turns the hall light on automatically, and then 10 minutes later it turns off. Same with the
Oh,
bathroom light.
nice. So that saves you some power and energy there.
Absolutely. If not, I would be probably broke all the time instead of just some of the time.
Right. Well, and it's so fun to be able to do all this with just such a small sensor, right? Just a small door contact. We have all this versatility, all these things that we can do, from automation to saving money by power or tying in a secondary hardwired contact to it and using the sensor and magnet, like you said, Scott. And so those are great use cases and brings a lot of value to the sensor. One of the other favorite things that I actually really like, or my favorite things I really like, is the encryption. Okay, so that encryption level that allows it to be a little bit different from our legacy sensors. I mean, we've had the DW10 for years. It's been a solid sensor. It's been used for a long time. It's sleek, small, got a great design to it. But let's talk a little bit about that, the encryption methodology. Let me go ahead and start by asking you, Jerome, what are some of the features that make encryption make a difference for the dealer for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of people don't quite know what encryption is. So I'll go over what like the encryption actually does and how it does it, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So the encryption is a little bit weird. The standard contacts just send their signal out and the panel sees it. So that means anything within that realm that is on the same frequency, listening to the same noise, will get that information. So if you have a device called a sniffer, it can actually listen into that information and grab those numbers. It doesn't mean your house is like super unsecure as it is. The sniffers are hard to get and they're hard to find or even use in general, right? So
Right. You got to know what you're doing, basically.
yeah, and a lot of the time it's a hard process to even do that side of things.
Right.
But what our encryption does is that signal that we're sending out from that sensor is now encrypted. It's now harder to understand and harder to determine and kind of crack, if that makes sense. So that gives you that ability to protect your home. The number one sensor I always recommend if you're going to not choose encryption for your main sensors is your key fobs. Please encrypt your key fobs because they are the ones you have to worry about the most with that side of things.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Key fobs, yeah. Gotta watch out for them. And I love that. Like the concept of encryption is that extra layer of protection, right? Like here we call ourselves a security manufacturer. Why not secure our sensors? Totally makes sense. Let's go ahead and actually ask you as well, Scott. What are some of the things you like about the encryption or some of the neat features that encryption adds?
Right, so that encryption is that rolling encryption that happens. Even if they were able to capture that and repeat that, the panel's gonna ignore it because it's like, hey, I already heard that story. So it's not even gonna matter if they were able to take that capture that signal and being able to repeat it because it's not gonna matter anymore. It's used up. It's done. So I like that. It's actually going to save them. Also, no other panels understand that communication level, and because they don't understand that communication level, means that someone can't come behind you and do a takeover and utilize those sensors that are inside of your home because they have to either replacing a 2 gig panel with a 2 gig panel, which really didn't make sense, on that side of the house. So
Right.
they would have to, or they have to go in and replace all the sensors and everything else too in the home. So there aren't any translators. There's nothing else that you can utilize to be able to actually understand those signals that are coming from it.
That's really cool. And again, saving money, right? Who doesn't like money? Do either of you guys not like saving money? I don't know about you. I love saving money.
I sometimes spend it just to spend it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love saving. And so any little thing like that, especially for a dealer, being able to create what we like to call in our industry sticky customers, right? So having that encryption gives that extra added value. Like you said, someone's not going to roll in days later after they signed a contract or things like that and be able to take over the equipment without having to install new panels, new sensors, everything aside from someone with another 2 gig. But it's a great value add there with that sensor. Well, that's really all the time we have for today to cover what we wanted to. If you're interested in watching more of our videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I do want to thank Scott and Jerome for joining us today. And thank you again, and keep an eye out for more videos.
Take care. Thanks.
You too.